first thing in the morning on Friday, and today I have been, I'm going to be honest, I've been craving fish and chips for weeks. I really have. And it's Friday, so I want fish and chips. I can't have them. I'm gone in. Got no fish. Well, I have, but it's sardines. It's not quite what I want. Can't get takeaway. Got no money for 3 weeks. But I'm determined to have fish and chips. I'm not supposed to be eating fish anyway. Really? Or should you? Stop eating it. You're draining our seas. Right. I'm gonna cut that bit out. Maybe put it on the end. I don't know. However, we are gonna have fish and chips today. We're gonna do it using this. Yes. It's a celeriac. Don't believe me? Watch me now. First off, what we have to do is we have to peel this thing. Now, celeriac, being a root vegetable, has a tendency to be a bit tough. It can be. And I wouldn't peel this with your veggie peeler. Use the knife. Just go around taking all of that off, because we don't want any of that. No, we don't. We don't want it. We don't want it. Now, next thing we have to do is we have to cut these in about inch thick slices. Or ½ inch, whatever, just slice it to whatever thickness you want. Just remember, it's going to take longer to cook, but that's okay, because we have to cook them twice. Oof. Okay, I think that's it. Right, so I'm going to put these aside for a second, just in the bowl. What we have to do next is we're going to grab a nori sheet. This nori sheet is we're going to chop it up a bit. Not loads, just a bit. Put them in there. All that lot. A bit more on there. That lot. We're going to get a bit of salt. If I can find salt. Salt. We want salt. But we also want some oil on that lot. Okay. So I'm just going to use a little bit of what I have, which is actually sesame oil. You probably don't want to use sesame oil, or use olive oil or canola oil or veggie oil, whatever you want, but I have sesame oil. Just use what you got. Let's be honest, you've got to use what you got. If you don't got it, you can't use it. So, there we go. Okay, so going to get our baking sheet. I'm going to stick these bad boys on here, like this. Ta-da! Ta-da! A little bit more. There. And there. Now these are going to go into a 200 Celsius oven, which is 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and gas mark 5, for around about 35 minutes. Till they soften. Start looking cooked. That's the basics. Okay, so the original recipe for the marinade, well, that's all in the oven, called for pimples on my bowl. Oh my god. You can tell it was clean. It's just come straight off the dish rag. There you go. Right, okay. So the original recipe called for caper brine. Now I don't have caper brine. What is in there is olive brine. And I have a little bit of the brine left over from my poor man's capers, which is pickled nasturtium seeds. Yeah, still enough in there for that lot. And I also have a little bit of, oh, if I can get the jar open. Oh my god. There we go. A little bit of vinegar or pickling brine from pickled onions. Ooh, interesting. Right, now the other thing we need is we're going to use what's left of the nori sheets that there was just so much of it. Just chuck all that in there. And we're also going to chuck in, because I'm lazy and can't be asked, some of the vegan furimikake I made a few months ago. So chucking that in as well. The recipe is in a card above and will be put in the description below. So we're going to do that, we're going to do that. We're going to get a little bit more of our oil. Bloop, 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 bloop. That's plenty. And we're also going to get a little bit, I know, don't, just stay with me here, okay guys? Stay with me. It calls for canola oil, right? Now the only oil we have is from the chip pan. So, I'm actually going to use a little bit of that because you're going to get the chippy fried food flavour straight in from that. And since we know what's been in there, we know it's not crap. Right. There we go. Here's what you got. Next thing I need. The original recipe calls for lemon. I don't have a lemon, but I have a lime. So I'm going to use that. We're going to use that. Okay. So I'm going to squish as much of that juice out of there as I possibly can. I am still going to squish as much juice out of that as I can. I may or may not have just squeezed that with my teeth. Just shh. Same with that one. Right. Done. Okay. Okay, zesty. So that's our marinade done. There's a reason I'm doing this at 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to eat tonight. Because once this is all finished cooking in the oven, we're going to have to marinate this. Marinate our little cooked celeriac slices and marinate them in here for at least 6 hours, maybe overnight. So if you're feeling fancy at 10 o'clock at night before you go to bed, do it then. I don't care. But I'm doing it now. But I'm off for a brew. There we go. Done. Now, I need tongs. Except I'm not going to use tongs because I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to just dump them straight in our marinade. Yes, I am. Straight in the marinade. Marinade. Right, okay, so dinner's about 6-ish, 5, 6-ish, whenever we feed the cat. So that's when I'll finish this off, because I have other things to do. I have things to do. I might turn it around in that during the day. I think that's probably the best idea. But yeah, simple. Actually smells pretty good, guys, hey? Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Chinese prawns. The smell is of Chinese prawns. That's not bad. Okay, so it's dinner time and our celeriac fish has been marinating beautifully for hours and hours and hours. So we're going to make the batter now, and it's simple. I'm just going to put in a little bit of flour, maybe a couple of cups of flour, and I have some black sheep ale, so we're going to use some of that. Let's pop me top, if I can. Come on, you. Ooh, there we go. Whew. Wow. Okay, there we go. Alright. Yoink. Whew. That's a heavy duty ale. It's a pale ale though, but it's very hoppy. Now if you don't want to use beer, you can use soda water. I'm actually going to tip a little bit of my Italian herb blend in here because I don't like a tasteless batter. I like it to have a little bit of flavour. There's nothing in here that doesn't go with fish quite nicely. So, there we go. Yum, yum, yum. Still enough for the slugs. Woohoo! Okay, so now I'm going to go and get a little bowl for some flour. Here's one I made earlier. Ta-da! Okay, we're going to put a little bit of flour in here. You could use corn flour if you want, but I'm just going to use what I've got on hand right now, because that's what we should be doing, using what's on hand right here, right now. Now I'm also going to put on my fat pan. It's going to take a little while to heat that up, and I think we'll come back to this when it is done. Okay, so I don't have paper to put on the plate to drain, so what I'm doing is putting a little cake rack on there because I can. It's reusable, it's rewashable, and it'll drip the fat off. That's what we want. Okay, so now that that's warmed itself up, a little bit of batter going there. We're going to get our slices of celeriac, dip them in here first, get them covered. You want them covered, right? It's got to be covered. If it's not, the batter will slip right off, and we do not want that. Okay, and then in the batter with it. And then in the pan with it. Okay, so I want to show you guys what this looks like inside, because it is quite impressive. Look, you end up with an amazing flaky texture that almost resembles cod. And that, my friends, is kitchen magic. It's also a hell of a lot cheaper than fish, because even if you go buy the celeriac rather than grow it, they're about £1 each, and I've got enough here for 4 people or one very greedy person, which we won't go into, but you know. It's gonna take me about 4 days to get through, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, there we go. Celeriac fish. Now I have some leftover chips for when Danny had takeaway last night, because that's what he enjoys. So I'm just heating up his chips. Save me some time. He won't eat them because he won't eat them once they've gone cold or reheated. So there we go. I'm done. Dinner is served. And I get my fish. Okay guys, have an awesome day. I will see you guys later on. Bye bye.